It all started out with my late grandpa. He had written a letter and told me not to read it until one day I'd know when I needed to read it. He said, "There will come a day when you feel crushed by the burden of modern life. Trust me, today is the day." Yep, that's me, just sitting there working in my office, wondering whether this is going to be the rest of my life. Yep, you can just see me sitting there in my little cubicle, reevaluating my entire life. And so one day, I just had enough. I pulled out the letter, and I needed to see what my late grandpa said. If you're reading this, just pretend that it says Delilah. I accidentally skipped this in the original 100 Days recording, so I'm just adding it in there so you guys know this true story. But basically, he sent me a letter saying the precious gift of all is now yours. I inherited his farm from my late grandpa. So basically, we're gonna go start farm life, and we're gonna say goodbye to that 9 to 5. Entrepreneur here, I will be slaving for myself and no one else. Goodbye, Jojo. I will not be working for you anymore. I bought a ticket, arrived at Stardew Valley, and met a girl named Robin. She was pretty cool. She took me to this farm, and I'm gonna be honest, I almost died. Like, come on, look at the mess. My late grandpa, what does he think? I also met Mayor Lewis, so I guess he's still alive and kicking. And he told me there was a lot of work to do here and a lot of house upgrades, but I'm ready for the challenge. On day 1, I woke up to a welcome package that was left at my bedside, and it just happened to be hay, and I'm like, what am I gonna need hay for? And then I realized that I already own some chickens, so I went in and I said hello. I didn't feed them the hay because I wanted to save the money when I could just open the coop and let them eat the free grass. I then got to work on the area where we are going to be planting crops. And I did a lot of wood breaking because, let me tell you, this farm was a mess. I then left and went to Pierre's because we need to buy some parsnip seeds. I then used every single bit of my gold and bought as many parsnip seeds I could actually afford. I then said hello to Abigail, Caroline, and Marnie while I was there. And since I inherited my late grandfather's farm, it was time to get tilling and planting these crops because we have got gold to make. And yep, it was very, very, very painful. I then used with the rest of my energy, I started chopping down trees, and I made my first chest because my inventory is already a mess, y'all. I then was able to move all of my belongings into that storage area until we can afford the backpack from Pierre's. I then went to bed and called it a night because I had no more energy left. I then woke up on day 2 with some mail, Pierre offering me a backpack, and Willie also has come back from a fishing trip, but first we have to do chores on the farm. Of course, I remembered to say hi to my chickens. I need those eggs, and I also did a little bit of clearing out of the farm. I then met Emily and made my way to the beach where I met Willie, and he gave me a free fishing rod. This was the magic of catching my first fish ever, and it happened to be a sunfish. I also caught a sardine, and lastly, I caught a herring. I then picked up some stuff off the beach, and I met Sam, Vincent, Jazz, and Penny. And then I later even met Abigail, Demetrius, Linus, and found my first forageable. I then called it a night, and I woke up on day 3, where I did all of my chores, fed my chickens because it was a rainy day, accomplished some tasks, so I got even more tasks to do, made 100 gold for harvesting some eggs, and honestly, I'm so low on money, I had to sell my first eggs. I then decided to go fishing as it was a rainy day. I caught my first bass. I also caught a shad, and I kept getting the same kind of fish, but it's fine because we can sell them later. Also, I realized that when it says that you've got something to sleep on, you're actually increasing your level. I then met Sebastian. I went home and sold what fish I could. I knocked down some more trees and used the rest of my energy. I then also cleared this pathway, and then I called it a night. I leveled up level 1 fishing and level 1 foraging, and I made 350 gold. On day 4, you guessed it, more farm chores. Said hello to the chickens, stole their eggs, knocked down some trees. I decided to go foraging because I need gold and as much gold as I can possibly get, and I even got the daffodil. And then I met Haley, and she kind of seems like a snob. I then met my future husband Alex, Evelyn, And I went to the beach, got a forageable, and also found that I needed to fix this bridge with 300 wood. I then met Leah, and I also hit the jackpot with more forageables because, you know, gold. I then sold everything that I could, and I went to bed, making a grand total of 670 gold. On day 5, I awoke to Marnie outside my house, giving me my cat. Finally, Marnie, it's been 5 days, and I decided to name him Nico, and he is going to be our farm cat. I also got some mail from Jojo Mart trying to get me to buy their stuff. I collected my parsnips, and then I decided that I needed more crops, but on my way, the mayor stopped me and told me how run down this place is and that it absolutely needs help fixing it up, and that is his dream. I also saw a rat, but Mayor Lewis didn't, so I'm pretty sure that I'm the one going crazy, but I'm really not. I then decided to go to Pierre's because I needed to stock up on more seeds. I then collected some potato seeds, some cauliflower seeds, because we're going to need it to actually fix up the community center, some bean starters, and some parsnips. This then takes me back to having absolutely 0 gold because I spent all my money at Pierre's. I then went back home and decided to plant all of my crops, and of course did even more tilling, spent the rest of the afternoon watering all my crops, doing my farming chores, and then I tried to clean up as much of my farm as I could and get as much wood so we can go fix the bridge on the beach so we can get more forageables. I mean, come on, the place is looking a lot better. I then fixed the bridge, and guess what? We can now get even more forageables and make a lot more gold. I sold everything that I found, and I made it to level 1 farming and level 2 foraging. And in day 5 of spring year 1, I made 886 gold. On day 6, I woke up to a letter from the wizard telling me to meet him at his house for some strange reason, and before I did that, I decided to do all of my farm chores, burn off some energy, and chop some trees because I need to replenish my wood, say hello to Nico, and I actually remembered to water his bowl for a change. I went down to the wizard's house, met him at his house, and he was making some weird green moss grub. It did not look appetizing, but you know what, it gave me 38 energy, and then all of a sudden everything went strange, and now I can read a whole new language, so I'm not sure what he gave me. But after that, I decided to go fishing and try and make some gold, and I caught another bass. I then went to community center to check it out, and I was actually able to donate some of my forageables. Luckily, I'm a hoarder, so I was actually able to complete this entire spring foraging bundle, and in return, you know what I got? Even more seeds, which means a lot more watering to do. I really hope we get sprinklers soon. After finishing that little bundle, something then happened, which now has unlocked another room called the pantry, which I guess we can drop off even more stuff, and then it opened the fish tank, and I guess these repair different things around the town. After this, I decided to go home and go to bed, making a grand total of 1,050. Day 7 started out with a beautifully rainy day, so that means no watering my crops, so I decided to plant all the seeds that I got from the community center. This means we're going to have a lot of crops to water tomorrow. I then went and fed my chickens because they refused to go outside in the rain, and then I collected the eggs, and of course I gave them a little love. I then went to the mines to see if it was unlocked yet, and I met a man named Marlon there. He told me that the mines had been abandoned for a very long time and that there was a lot of monsters and I would need this rusty sword, and he said he'd keep an eye on me because he didn't think I was brave enough. I got my first copper ore and made my first ladder down. I also found my first quartz, killed my first monster, came across my very first slime and eventually killed it, and made it to level 5. This then gives us the task of making it to level 40 in the mine. I then kept going, but I had to give up at level 8 because I am completely out of energy and it is also getting late. I do not want to pass out. I then returned home and called it a night. I made it to level 1 mining, which gives me the cherry bomb, and I made a grand total of 112 gold that day. On day 8, Clint met me outside of my house and he actually gave me the blueprint to be able to make a furnace, which means that we can now upgrade our tools and upgrade our house and build other different buildings. I also got a letter from Marlon telling me that if I kill 10 slimes, I can join his adventure guild and be an adventurous person. But you guys know how our day starts with our farming chores. I gave my first gift to Marnie because I really want us to become friends. I went to the beach to do some more foraging because there was nothing around town and I need to make some gold. I also went and bought some expensive food because I need some energy to do some mining. I then went and sold all of my forageables, did some fishing with Willie. He clearly loves my company, and then I caught my first anchovy. Once I used all my energy, I decided to call it a night, making a grand total of 739 gold that day. On day 9, I actually remembered to say hello to Nico. I went outside, my parsnips were ready, so I decided to harvest those. Fed and said hello to my chickens, and decided to head to the mines because I don't have as many farming chores to do today. I made it to level 10, which contained some leather boots, which had 1+ immunity and defense. I then continued on mining in hopes to make it to level 15. I then eventually made it to level 15, and I decided to call it a night because I had had enough of hitting rocks. I returned home, made my first furnace, and smelted my first copper ore. I then decided to call it a night where I made level 2 farming, and now we finally have a sprinkler recipe and mayonnaise machine. I also earned 280 gold that day. On day 10, I woke up to a letter from Robin telling me that she could build me a well if I pick up all of these stones scattered around my farm for 1,000 gold, and I said, we're good. I then got to my farming chores, which were definitely painful without a sprinkler. Chopped down this tree because it was in the way. Did a little bit of fishing because, you know, we really gotta make that gold. Went to visit Marlon because I wanted to finish the journal update. Yep, I killed all 10 slimes, took a look at his little store to see what he sold, and decided to go back to fishing. I also got the Fisherman Trophy on the PS5. Decided to donate the bullhead and the carp to the community center. I've never actually finished the community center, so this could be my first time. I then decided to go home and knock down some trees. Once I ran out of energy, I called it a night. On day 10, I made 255 gold. On day 11, the spirits are in good humor, so I went to check my mail. I honestly couldn't understand it. I also got a letter from Robin saying that she's missing her favorite axe and she'll give me some money if I find it. Of course, you guys know how the day starts. Farming chores. Telling my chickens to eat the bluegrass because they'd be better friends with me. While I was searching for Robin's axe, I did some foraging on the beach. That's the real money maker, baby. Got some mom's spaghetti for the mines. And since we're having a good luck day, I am going mining. These guys will not stop bothering me. Seriously though, they will literally not stop bothering me. I had to do this because it is absolutely so satisfying. Then I made it to level 20 and I got the steel sword. Finally, something better. Since it was a good luck day, I decided to try and make it to level 25. I guess the luck wasn't looking that day because I only made it to level 24, ran out of energy, food, and time. But I did just about make it home in time. I made it to level 1 combat, which opened some new recipes, and I also made a total of 500 gold. On day 12, I received a letter informing me that there would be an egg festival and not to make plans tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm a farmer and I have farming chores to do. I checked on my chickens and they are more than happy. They even gave me a large egg today. While I was looking for the axe, I bumped into Poke's little place, and no way am I paying 1,000 gold for that. I also found some forageables and found the lost axe finally. And nothing makes you feel more like a poor farmer than checking out the bookseller's prices, and you can't afford anything. I did drop off Robin's axe, but she wasn't home. I decided to stop off at the saloon to see if everyone was having a wild Friday night, and there she was. So I was able to make 250 gold doing that. And this is what a farming Friday night looks like. Guess I shouldn't have quit that 9-to-5 job, huh? I climbed into bed and called it a night. We gained level 3 foraging. And we got the new recipe moss soup. I started my day out by smelting some ore, checking my mail where Robin is offering to upgrade my house for some gold, and getting a letter from my dad with 500 gold. Did some more farming chores. Stopped at the shop where I found strawberry seeds. When I tell you I had no idea that these were so profitable and I wish I had bought triple. Wish I could afford the flamingo though, for real. Greeted as many people as I could. Joined in the egg hunt. I can't wait to show all these Stardew Valley people that I'm a winner. And then Abigail won and I lost. Then I returned home because I had strawberry seeds to plant and every day counts. After taking my losses in the egg hunt, I then got even more depressed by planting my seeds in the dark. I then crawled into bed with Nico, who still loves me even though I forget to water him. Day 14. This was a good day because it means that I don't have to water all these crops today. But it'll be cool when we finally get these strawberries to grow because hello, strawberry jam. I also placed another chest down because my other one's getting super full. I also accidentally checked the help wanted board and decided to actually take on this quest because it's something I could probably do. I went into Pierre's and I decided to buy a ton of potato seeds. And you guessed it, we placed every seed down and watered it. I also remembered to say hi to Nico and water him. Don't judge me. I then decided to spend the rest of my day fishing, foraging, and impressing my future husband, Alex. I went to see Demetrius and let him know that I finished his quest and he was eternally grateful and let me keep the sardines. I did some more fishing because, you know, gold, and call it a night. I then gained level 2 fishing. I had a very profitable day of 1,750 gold. On day 15, the spirits are displeased again. I woke up to a letter from Evelyn saying that do not plant any more crops too close to the end of spring or you will lose them because they will die out. I then went to collect what crops were ready. And of course, you guys guessed it, we did even more farming chores. I then went foraging and just walking around town, headed to Pierre's, and decided to pick myself up the backpack. Oh, mining will be so much more fun now. I then went to say hello to Alex, because you know, husband vibes. I did a little bit of fishing, trying to get more fish for the community center. I was a little bit unsure about where all the fish were that I was meant to catch, so I just winged it and hoped for the best. I then went back to the community center, and I did actually have one fish to donate. I returned home, sold what fish I had, and made 519 gold. On day 16, the spirits are still displeased. I really don't know what's going on. I went to check my mail and Willie told me that he has a new fishing pole and some bait to sell me. Pierre also let me know he has some new fertilizers in store and I only wish I had listened. I got to watering my crops, took care of my chickens, and you guessed it, collected some salmon berries because it's salmon berry season. Free food. I collected any forageables I could find, went to Willie's to see what he had to sell, made a very expensive purchase, got the fiberglass rod, and also decided to get the bait to go with it. You know, we gotta make some money somehow around here. And of course, I tried out my new fishing rod to make sure it was better. I then spent the rest of the evening playing with my new toy. It was definitely faster than the last one. I stopped off at the saloon to get some more food because we need to go mining soon. I went to the community center to see if I had any fish that I could donate before I sold them. I donated the sardine, checked on the other fishes to see what I needed to get, and then I made my way home. I caught Linus digging in the trash, which George almost caught him. I told him, don't worry, I think it's just a raccoon and I'll scare it off. I told Linus it's our little secret, and it's only between me and him. Linus told me he wouldn't do it, but then I think later on he got caught by Clint and Clint offered some free food. I made it home and sold literally everything that I had to try and make some more gold. On day 16, I made 581 gold. On day 17, the spirits were in good humor, harvested my cauliflower, and did all of my farming chores. Yep, this was a rare day. I remembered to say hi to Nico. As this was a good luck day, it was time to do more mining, even made it to level 25. It wasn't that good luck because I got to level 29, ran out of food, and ran out of time and passed out. On the bright side, I made level 3 farming and level 2 mining. Day 18, I woke up in my house somehow. The spirits are displeased. Don't worry, I don't want to go mining today anyway. Checked my mail and I received a letter from JoJo Customer Satisfaction Representative saying that I passed out and that I've been billed 70 gold. As I've got to make some money, I harvested my green beans, made another chest as we're becoming hoarders now. Guess I really am becoming my late grandpa. Got to the farm chores, of course. Went to do some fishing and caught Robin's kids playing in the sewer. He kept telling me there was something in there. Went to check it out and oh my goodness, there was something in there. See, those kids ran and left me. I collected as many forageables as I could. And of course, tried to make my money back with my fishing rod. Leah came and disturbed me and told me that there was plenty of forageables around the area, and of course, I told her there probably won't be when I'm done. And of course, more fishing. On my ventures out, I went and spoke to Sam, just in case I want him later. Went to Clint's to buy some salad, gotta make the most bang for my buck. Put everything in the shipping bin to hopefully sell for some good money in the morning. Leveled up to level 3 fishing, and made 1,002 gold. On day 19, I woke up to the spirits being annoyed, remembered to say hello to Nico, went to check my mail, and had a request from Jody who's requesting a cauliflower. This is not DoorDash, baby. Went to fed my chickens because they won't go out in the rain. Went to Pierre's, but it wasn't open. Did some fishing because, you know, time is money. Dropped off Jody's cauliflower. Oh goodness, this is DoorDash. Made 250 gold though. Went back to Pierre's. And it all went down. Mars started handing out these coupons to go to Jojo Mart, and Pierre lost all his customers. So I bought some seeds, and I spent a lot of my money on nonsense in hopes that I can decorate my farm. I went to visit Penny because I wanted to see what upgrades we needed for our house, and I decided that we really need to get a silo before winter. I then spent the rest of my day fishing, donated the shad to the community center, and I have no more footage from this day. On day 20, I started my morning out with, of course, once again, farm chores. And I even gave Nico water and petted him before I left for the morning. I went to the community center because I actually had things to donate. I donated a parsnip, green beans, cauliflower, and potato, which I had grown over spring. And we completed the bundle. Reward, I got some speedy grow fertilizer. This unlocked the boiler room, which has the blacksmith's bundle, adventurer's bundle, and geologist bundle. I stopped off at Pierre's to get some more parsnip seeds as we still have 10 days left and these only take 4 days to grow. I sold all of the fish that I'd been hoarding and put down the parsnip seeds. With the rest of my energy, I then got to even more fishing to make even more gold. A very successful fishing evening, I was able to add another fish to the community center. After that, I made level 4 fishing and made 1,995 gold. On day 21, the spirits were annoyed, but I wasn't, because my strawberries were ready to be harvested. Of course, we had to do the farming chores first before we do anything else. And of course, I decided to go mining because we create our own luck here. I started out on level 25. And made it to level 30 on a bad luck day. I also made it to level 35 before midnight and I didn't pass out. I made it home and I even gained level 4 farming and made 2,190 gold. On day 21, the spirits were in a good mood today, and guess what? We create our own luck anyway. No Stardew Day starts out without farming chores. I think my chickens are really starting to love me though, because I'm getting larger eggs. I made my first charcoal kiln, which apparently gives me coal if I feed it wood. I decided to head back into the mines because I would really like to hit iron level. I hit level 39 and I ran out of food and I've got no energy and all I need is just to get to level 40. That's it. Just anything. Anything can happen. Level 40. Anywhere. Come on. Come on. I don't want to go back to level 35. I did not make it to level 40, which means the next time that we go mining, we'll have to start at level 35 again. I somehow made it home and gained level 2 combat and level 3 mining. On day 23, it was a brand new day and it was going to be a good luck day apparently. And it was, because I checked my mail and my dad gave me 500 gold. I also got a letter from Mayor Lewis who told me that there's going to be a dance, but doesn't he know I'm an entrepreneur right now and I don't have time to date and take someone to the dance? On the bright side, my parsnips were ready and I did not have to water all of my crops today. I went and fed my chickens because they won't go outside in the rain and collected the eggs. I also spent time smelting ore that I got from the mines. Went to Penny's house because I really wanted to get the silo, but I didn't have enough clay, so I was unable to do this today. I spent the rest of my afternoon tilling the ground to get clay. I even went to the beach because I was so desperate. If anyone asked, Delilah did not do this. I then went and collected some coral, Gave Sam a gift because, hello, you could be my husband later. Also got the How to Win Friends accomplishment, so I got some more gold. Went to Clint's and got some more salad because don't want to starve in the mines. Gave a gift to Alex, letting him know that he's going to marry me in a couple of years. Crafted a preserves jar with some of the ore that I smelted. And add some salmonberry to it so we could probably make salmonberry jam. Called it a night, and I made a total of 1,175 gold. Day 24 started out with the spirits being completely displeased. I harvested up my green beans and wish I had planted at least 10 or 15 more. Checked on my chickens to make sure that they were happy. And got to the rest of the farming chores. Attended the dance, but I didn't have a date, so I hung out with Willie, but don't worry, next year we're gonna have the boo thing. I decided to go home and use the rest of my energy to chop some wood until around midnight. I then ended the day earning 267 gold. On day 25, my flowers were ready. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them, but they look so pretty. And it's so sad, but my strawberries are having the last harvest of the season. I gathered some more wood. Tried to gather some more clay. Went to Robin's place. And I finally had enough for the silo. I wasn't really sure where I was going to place it, so I just did it next to the house. I then went to Jojo Mart to check out what they sold, and basically the same as Pierre's. Prices are a tiny bit cheaper, some of it's a little bit more expensive, and I decided not to buy anything out of respect for Pierre. I ran out of things to do, so I honestly just called it a night. But I made it to level 5 farming, and I did decide to become a rancher. I ended the day with 2,430 gold. Pretty good day thanks to those strawberries. On day 26, the spirits are always annoyed in this game. But on the bright side, it's raining, I don't have to water all my crops. I went and fed my chickens. Went to the mines anyway because we make our own luck here. Made it to level 40 and got this slingshot. I decided to call it a night, earning 60 gold. On day 27, I checked the journal and we had actually accomplished feeding animals, so I collected that 100 gold. I harvested some green beans. As the spirits were neutral today, I decided to head down to the mines. I got my first iron ore in hopes that we could make a ton of sprinklers before summer. We made it down to level 45 and even 46 to try and get as much iron as we can. I made it home and to bed by midnight. On day 27, I earned 220 gold. On day 28, the fortune tells me that the spirits are in good humor today. I accidentally watered all of my crops, not knowing that there's only 28 days of spring. I went and met Gunther, who really wanted me to donate any fossils or items I find in the mine, and so we were able to finally donate some of our first items. I went and processed some of the geodes, got some ghost crystals, some stone, some iron, some clay, and some jamborite. I went back to the museum to donate any new articles or artifacts that I had because my inventory was full. And thank goodness I earned 250 gold just by donating to the museum. I emptied my inventory out back home and then I came back and continued to process the rest of my geodes. We got a ton of good stuff, even 20 iron. I spent the rest of the evening chopping wood and gathering resources. I crafted my first sprinkler and yeah, we're gonna need a lot more of these. I earned 117 gold on day 28, finishing spring off. It's the first day of summer, how exciting. All of our crops are dead and today is gonna be a busy day. I crafted some more sprinklers using the rest of my iron. I really wish I had gotten more iron. Headed to Pierre's. Annoyingly had to wait till 9 AM until he opened. Not how you treat someone who actually wants to spend all their money at your store, but I got a ton of melon seeds, tomato seeds, blueberry seeds, pepper seeds, wheat seeds, and radish seeds. I even splurged and got the corn seeds, which will grow during summer and fall. I also started tilling the land as I've never truly made it this far in Stardew Valley, so this is going to be fun figuring out how these sprinklers work. I put some fertilizer down because, faster crops, right? And you guys guessed it, we planted all the seeds down. And you guys guessed it again, we spent the rest of the evening watering every single crop. I mean, it's 9:50 and I'm still watering crops. I crafted my first torches ever because I cannot work in the dark. And I just started placing them down because I guess we're going to be busy in the summer because we didn't get enough sprinklers. I watered my last few crops and then I decided to call it a night. On the second day of summer, my sprinklers were working. I was super grateful, but we still got a lot of crops to water. Now off to the farm chores. Once the farm chores were completed, I decided to head off to the mines because we're going to need more iron for more sprinklers. If we're not watering crops, we are hitting rocks. Fortunately, time and energy was running out and I did not make it to level 50. I went to the saloon on my way home so I could grab some more salads. On day 3, I woke up and the spirits were annoyed. I woke up to a letter from Mayor Lewis saying that he lost his pants and if I could bring them to him. You guys guessed it, farm chores. And you guys guessed it, more farm chores. As I was not having the greatest luck in the mines, I wanted to upgrade my copper pickaxe, but I was a little low on money. I decided to go fishing, new season, new fish, right? And do some foraging on the beach. I went into Willie's shop, I didn't even know it existed. Everything was too expensive, so I just changed my bobber style to a smiley face, cause why not? And continued more foraging. I put everything that I found in the selling bin, and continued to do some more fishing. I went to the community center once my inventory was full to see what I could donate. And there was nothing I could donate, so I just decided to return home and sell it. I then called it a night and earned 1,437 gold that day. On day 4 of summer, I said hello to my chickens, collected my eggs, watered my crops, and decided to go back and upgrade that copper pickaxe because now I had the money from foraging. I also saw my future husband on the beach and gave him any random gift to increase our relationship. And you guys guessed it, more fish, more gold. Caught my first tilapia, my first red mullet, and I think I'm Willie's first friend because he's always fishing with me. I headed to the community center where I could donate the tilapia. I sold the rest of my fish and called it a night. I earned 662 gold on day 4. On day 5, the spirits were mildly perpetuated, whatever that means. It's not like they have to water every single crop in the blazing hot sun. I decided to do some more fishing and not head to the mines. Collected some more forageables. Did some more fishing and got my first pike. Went to the community center. Had no fish to donate. Sold my fish and called it a night, earning 1,287 gold. On day 6, my copper pickaxe was ready to be picked up. I headed down to the mines, hit a ton of rocks, fought some monsters, and finally made it to level 50, where I got some tundra boots. Called it a night, and earned 936 gold from farming, which I forgot to record. Sorry guys. The spirits are in good humor today. I was awaited by Demetrius outside, who asked me to rather have a mushroom cave or a bat cave. So I chose mushroom because I didn't know what to do. I then went to, of course, farming chores, said hello to my chickens, and decided today was a mining day. If luck was on my side, these monsters would not be so hard to kill. I got my first solar essence, which I think will help with sprinklers, getting a good quality sprinkler. Mined a lot of rocks, and made it to level 55, where I was then met by even more monsters. My health took a beating, so I came home, smelted the iron that I had, and called it a night. Leveled up to level 3 combat, and earned 593 gold. On day 8, spirits are neutral today. I collected my eggs, watered my crops, and decided to go back to the mines. I killed some slimes, mined some iron, and luckily made it to level 60, where I was awarded a new sword, thank goodness. Found a pond, not sure why this is here. Called it a night. Made it to level 4 mining. Day 9 started out smelting the iron ore I got from the mines. And of course, watering my crops. I even remembered to pet my cat on this day. Collected my eggs. Crafted a tap or whatever that does. Hung it on the tree. Wandered about, did some foraging. Stopped off at the saloon. And purchased my favorite food of all time, salad. Stopped off at the community center. Donated the grape, spice berry, and sweet pea. Completing the summer foraging bundle. And in return, I got summer seeds. I returned home and decided to chop some trees. I called it a night, earning 953 gold that day. On day 10, I received a letter from Mayor Lewis saying that the Pelican Town luau would be on the beach. I, of course, got to my farming chores, collected my eggs, and did the unthinkable. I planted even more seeds. And you guessed it, we gotta water every single crop. I started working on an exit this way as there was nothing but rocks and trees. Now that we have a silo, we can finally get rid of some of this grass. I wanted to add some pathing down, so I went with the cobblestone. I'm not sure how we're gonna decorate this long term, but for now, this will do. This will now also make it easier to see and to get to Marnie's farm. I then headed to bed, earning a total of 340 gold that day. On day 11, I received a letter in the post, congratulating me for how fast I got this farm up and running and looking good. And as a good farmer, you know how the day starts. Always giving my floofs the love they need. I then headed to the luau. Checked out Pierre's shop. I mean, come on, I really want all of these flowers, but my budget says no. Since I was salty about that, I added a hot pepper to the soup so everyone else is gonna have a little spice in their mouth. The governor tried the soup and said it was average, so I guess next time we're putting 3 hot peppers in there. I returned home and headed to bed. On day 12, the spirits are in good fortune. They must have really liked my hot pepper in the soup. Way above average if you ask me. I collected my hot peppers because they were ready. And I was absolutely not hating farming life by watering all these crops. And you guys guessed it, it's a good fortune day, so we're gonna go mining. And you guys guessed it, I killed some monsters, mined some rocks, and made it to level 65. I went back to level 11 because I really need some copper, headed home, and went to bed. Earning a total of 1,200 from crops. On day 13, it is raining, which means I do not have to water all of my crops. I crafted some bait, as this means that I can do some fishing. Collected my melons, fed my chickens, collected my eggs, and crafted a mayonnaise machine, and spent a lot of money to upgrade my copper pickaxe to a steel pickaxe. I then went to do some fishing because we had to pay back the damage. I didn't catch any new fish, but I did sell everything that I got. I collected my first mayonnaise. Hopefully that's more profitable than the eggs alone. Collected some forageables on the beach. Sold all of my forageables. Downed some trees. And called it a night. Upgraded to level 6 farming. Earned my highest profit of 7,638 gold. On day 14, my blueberries are ready to be harvested. Got a letter from Pam asking me to make her some pale ale. And of course, you guys guessed it, we watered all the crops. Said hello to our chickens. And headed to the community center. I was able to donate a couple of the items that needed for the summer crops bundle, first being the hot pepper, the melon, and the blueberry. I also returned home because I forgot the tomato, but I eventually donated that, and the bundle was complete. By hard work, I received a quality sprinkler. Finally, luck is on my side. And that being said, it has unlocked the vault room. The vault is donating a ton of money to unlock the bus repair. I then stopped off at Pierre's, got some more melon seeds, checked out the help wanted sign, and decided to accept the quest of reducing the red mullet population. Returned home and of course replanted my melon seeds. Some wood, cleared out my farm, crafted a crab pot to put in the ocean, headed to bed, and called it a night, earning a grand total of 2,828 gold. On day 15, the spirits were annoyed today. Luck is not on my side. I smelted some more copper, got a letter from my dad that he is impressed with all of my progress, collected my eggs, made some mayonnaise, put my crab pot in the ocean, went to collect my steel pickaxe, and headed to the mines. Spent the rest of the afternoon gathering more copper, headed to bed and called it a night, earning a total of 734 gold. On day 16, I harvested all of my crops, smelted some copper, and collected my first harvest from my tapper oak resin. No idea what it does, but you guys guessed it. More farm chores. Decided to do another big purchase and upgrade my axe to a copper axe. You know, gotta make that money back, so foraging. Stopped off at the saloon. You guys know we like that salad. Sold all of my forageables. And ended the day with some fishing. Called it a night. Earning a total of 5,572 gold. On day 17, I was very lucky. I did not have to water all my crops today. Of course, all of my crops were ready for harvest, and this could not make me any more happier. No more watering all 30 of these. Been out of bait, so I went to visit Willie, and I purchased a little bit of bait. I can't believe I spent money on that, but here we are. And then I got back to fishing because, you know, more fish, more money, right? I also couldn't figure out why there are no fish in my crab pot, but that's a problem for another day. I also went foraging because, you know, forageables. Spent the rest of the evening fishing. Have the best success, so I headed to the community center. I was able to donate the bream. This was shocking given that I didn't catch a lot of fish. Sold all of my fish and forageables and headed to bed, earning a total of 3,503 gold. On day 18, everything was green. It was very, very strange. My blueberries were ready for harvest. I received a letter from the saloon telling me to take shelter and we'll see what happens on the day. But honestly, I'm a farmer, so we got things to do. I went and checked on my chickens and they were happy. Fed my chickens. Put their eggs into the mayonnaise maker. Collected any extra fiber laying around due to the rain. I wanted to pick up my axe so I could get the moss off of the trees, but somebody was not there today, and that was devastating. What's going on, Clint? Where are you? I went to the saloon to check out what everyone was freaking out about. I tried to convince Clint to give me my axe, but he wanted to stay here at the saloon, so I decided to go and investigate matters into my own hands. I went around and collected as much fiber as possible, which apparently did give me some moss. I went and visited Marnie, and apparently everyone really was terrified of this green rain. I just blame Jojo Mart. It's all Jojo Mart's fault. And since there wasn't a lot I could do, I called it an early night and went to bed since I still did not have my axe. I also leveled up to level 5 foraging, and I decided to be a forester. I also ended day 18 earning a total of 4,112 gold. 19, I spent my first part of my day collecting the hot peppers. Of course, you guys guessed it, it's not a rainy day, so we've got farm chores. Did my axe from Clint, and trust me guys, I waited a long time for this. Headed to the mines because I'm so short of copper. I need as much copper as possible. And you guys guessed it, I spent a lot of time hitting rocks. Hitting slimes, hitting bugs so we can use bug meat into fish bait, and returned home. Calling it a night where we actually achieved level 7 farming, earning a total of 762 gold that day. On day 20, it starts once again with farming chores. My mail-in received a letter from Demetrius asking for a melon so he could do some research. Headed to the mines because we need to try and get to the bottom. Day 5, and you guys guessed it. We hit a lot of rocks. Killed some monsters, of course. Monsters came back in vengeance because I had my first death in the mines on day 20 of summer. And I woke up. And guess who found me? My friend Linus found me, woke me up, and told me to go home. 100 gold and 3 items from my backpack. I decided after this death experience I was gonna buy a better sword so I didn't lose any more money. The best sword that they were selling, the Templar's Blade, and I purchased it, and that was 4,000. I also checked out the monsters eradication goals. Yeah, we've got a lot of slime to kill. I then stopped off at the saloon so I could stock up on even more salad because my health was truly taking a hit in the mines. Decided to end my day chopping trees to use up the rest of my energy. Also made another mayonnaise machine because I have 2 chickens, so I need 2 mayonnaise machines. Called it a night. On day 21, my mayonnaise was ready, so I went ahead and collected it, and I also, while I was waiting, I smelted my copper, said hello to my chickens, and put my eggs in the mayonnaise maker and watered my crops. Headed off to the mines in hopes that this time would go better than last time. I killed some monsters, and trust me, the sword was a lot better. Definitely upgrade your sword. Made it to level 70, where I received the Master Slingshot. I then returned home, smelted some iron, and called it a night. I leveled up to level 4 combat and earned 921 gold. On day 22, I harvested my hot peppers, blueberries, and got to watering my crops. Notice all my fences are falling apart. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to fix this. Got to fix some of the fences in the chicken coop. I don't mind free roaming chickens, but trying to find them in the morning to say hello is annoying if they're not closed in. I stopped off at Pierre's and made a huge purchase because I need inventory space. Now that I have the full 36, I decided to go and process some geodes with Clint. I finally have the inventory space. We got some esperite, some coal, some iron ore, some esperite, and something called an ocean stone, whatever that does, and some regular stone. Some pyrite, some copper, some iron ore, and some more stone. Some more clay, and some more stone, some more clay, and some more coal. Some more coal, some more iron, and that was pretty much it for us today. I went and dropped off the melon to Demetrius. I might have accidentally given him some iron ore, which he was disgusted by. But he rewarded me with 550 gold, and that is perfect. I spent the remaining time chopping down trees and gathering wood, then calling it a night. Then something strange happening, mystery boxes are just being dropped off. Not sure what that actually does. Earning a total of 5,755 on day 22 of summer. On day 23, the spirits are annoyed. What a surprise! I went and said hello to my chickens, did the farm chores, and headed to the mines. Because once again, I need as much copper as possible. I left the mines with 20 copper ore. Check the monster eradication goals. Yeah, we still got a lot to get. I'm unsure what the rewards are for completing this, but it's definitely something we're going to keep an eye on. Also, I accidentally did a bad thing, and while I was trying to figure out how to use the insect head, I accidentally threw it away. And once you throw things away, apparently you can't get them back. I then headed home, called it a night, finished the day by earning 2,052 gold. On day 24, the spirits are neutral. I harvested all of my tomatoes, watered all of my crops, said hello to my chickens, put the eggs in the mayonnaise maker, went to Marnie's house, decided to splurge and buy another chicken, settled on the name Kai, and bought another chicken because, you know, we gotta fit 4 in a coop, and settled on the name Bobo. Got home, checked on my baby chickens, and decided to spend the rest of the day in the mines. Hit some rocks, killed some skeletons, and made it to level 75. Also, must have been really lucky because I even made it to level 80 and was rewarded the Firewalker boots. I'm guessing it's about to get hot from now on. On my way home, I stopped at the saloon so I could get, of course you guys know, even more salads. I called it a night. I leveled up to level 5 mining and chose the miner so I get 1% more ores. On day 25, I woke up to a letter from George asking if I would drop him off a hot pepper to help him with his knee, which has been giving him trouble. Must have been his lucky day because today is a hot pepper harvest. And you guys guessed it, we got farming chores to do. Said hello to my chicken, went to Clint's, and decided to upgrade my watering can. And you guys guessed it, we went to the mines. Started on level 81, and my goodness, those monsters are definitely giving me a beating. They're also getting a lot more weirder. Made it to level 85, and decided to call it a night. Went to bed. On day 26, it was raining, so no watering my crops today. I harvested my blueberries, said hello to my chickens, fed my chickens, went to Clint's, processed some geodes, and even got my first iridium ore. I still don't know how to make iridium sprinklers. Donated some artifacts. In return, I received some items, cauliflower seeds, melon seeds, starfruit seeds, and even some furniture items. Decided that our next thing that we needed to build was a barn. Gathered up some wood. Returned. Still short of some wood. Could not construct it. Chopped down some more trees. Returned. But she was done working for the day, so I guess we gotta head home. I organized some of my chests. Stopped off at the saloon. Bought more salad for energy. Collected some forageables on the beach. Returned home and called it a night, earning a total of 6,131 gold. On day 27, my watering can is ready. I said hello to my chickens, eggs in the mayonnaise machine, and annoyingly waited till 9 o'clock in order to buy my barn. Made the very expensive purchase, and I didn't have a correct place to actually put my barn down, so I just put it there for now and I plan on moving it later. Picked up my watering can from Clint. I chopped down some trees to replenish my wood. I also realized I could use my copper axe to chop these bigger ones down and actually get hardwood. With hardwood, I can actually build better fences so they don't break so quickly, and I tried to replace some of these fences but didn't have enough hardwood. For now, this is good enough, and then I called it a night. I leveled up to level 5 combat and I chose the fighter. I also leveled up to level 6 fishing, earning a total of 735 gold. I'm so sorry guys, I forgot to record day 28 and most of day 1 of fall, so here it is. I basically planted a ton of crops and put the eggs in the mayonnaise machine. And I was still not done actually planting a lot of the crops, so I continued to plant a lot of these crops. I then headed to bed and called it a night. On day 2 of fall, I of course started with more farming chores. I of course watered the crops, and can we just take a minute to tell you how beautiful it looks in the fall on Stardew Valley. I went and said hello to my chickens, went hunting for new forageables, bumped into Mayor Lewis and Robin who are building this new bulletin board to help the townsfolk out more. I ultimately headed to the mines because I actually have things to do today. Most of the day in the mines, breaking rocks, fighting monsters, and only making it through level 86 before running out of food and health. To the community center to see what I needed to donate, and I was able to donate a couple of foraging items for fall. Then I returned home and headed to bed. On day 3 of fall, the spirits are actually in good humor today. From Marnie asking me if I could bring her a bunch of amaranth for her cows. I said hello to my chickens, got to my farming chores, headed to Marnie's because my barn is ready. I purchased my first dairy cow and placed him into the barn, where I named him Waldo. I purchased another dairy cow, where I named him Berkeley. I also purchased the milk pail because we're gonna need some milk from these cows. I returned home and said hello to my cows. Aren't they just the cutest? I decided I should probably build a fence because I don't really want free roaming cows trying to find them all the time. So I got to building the fence. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to make everything work, but things will probably be moved around at a later date. I got to chopping some trees because we're going to need a lot of wood to continue to fix a lot of these fences. Fed my cows because they didn't have a lot of grass in their outdoor area. And called it a night. A total of 1,482 gold. On day 4, the spirits are mildly perpetuated today. But I'm still in luck because I don't have to water all my crops. And I went and said hello to my chickens and collected their eggs. Said hello to my cows. Chopped down some trees where I got my first mystery box. Cleared out this little area here and found a cave. And realized this is probably what Demetrius was talking about when he asked me if I wanted bats or mushrooms. Collected my mayonnaise and spent some time organizing my very unorganized chests. Visited the community center, but I had absolutely nothing to donate. I came across this little area and saw this little stall called Marcella's Books, and I had a look at the price and I could not afford any of them. You can also trade items in to get different types of books. I saw my future husband and I said hello and I said, don't worry, I will be back next year and we will be getting married. I also stopped off at the saloons because you guys know I'm gonna need salad. I stopped off at the beach to collect forageables. Put everything I had in the selling container. Chopped even more trees and called it a night. I then leveled up to level 6 foraging, which gave me the new crafting recipe, a lightning rod. Day 5, the spirits are in good humor today. I harvested my corn, watered my crops, said hello to my chickens, and collected my eggs. Said hello to my cows, and fed my cows. Headed to the mines, spent the afternoon hitting rocks, and finally made it to level 90. Where I received a new sword. Hopefully this is going to make it a lot easier. I headed home and called it a night. Earning a total of 992 gold. On day 6, the spirits were perpetuated today, so we'll stay away from the mines. I harvested my eggplant as they were ready. Said hello to my chickens. Said hello to my cows. Got to watering my crops. I stopped off at Pierre's to pick up some more seeds. I decided that pumpkin seeds were probably going to be the most profitable, so I picked up a ton of those, and I also decided to get some grass seeds because I'm tired of feeding my cows. I got to creating a bigger area to put the new pumpkin seeds down. I planted and watered the pumpkins and added the grass area down in hopes that it will grow so I don't have to keep feeding them. I then did some fishing because new season, new fish. Then called it a night. Leveling up to level 8 farming, which gives us the keg maker. I also ended up earning 2,634 gold that day. On day 7, it looks like the spirits are in good humor today, so we might actually have a little extra luck. I said hello to my chickens, said hello to my cows, and got to my farming chores of watering every single crop. Then headed to the mines, broke a lot of rocks, fought a lot of slimes. Man, when they hit you, they really get you. Fought a lot of monsters, and made it to level 95. Made it to level 98, and then got attacked by a slime, and that's where it ended. And Robin soon found me, passed out. The further you get in the mines, the harder it is. Unfortunately, I lost my sword and my mystery box. Returned home and called it a night. On day 7, I earned a total of 1,626 gold. On day 8, I can already hear the rain, which means no watering the crops today. I received a letter from Linus saying that he lost his basket, so he cannot go blackberry picking. Picked my cranberries as they were ready to be harvested, collected my eggs and said hello to my chickens, said hello to my cows, and crafted my first keg. Went to George's house and decided to gift him the hot pepper. Of course, my future husband is there. And George gifted me 200 gold in return. I stopped off at Pierre's, purchased some amaranth seeds in order to complete that quest with Marnie. I collected some forageables. I also decided to check on what things I could upgrade, so it will cost me 10,000 gold and 400 pieces of wood to upgrade my house to get a kitchen. Or I had a little look to see the different buildings. We already have a barn. A well is ideal. We have a silo. The mill looks good, but we do not have any cloth yet, so we cannot do that. A shed would be handy and a fish pond, but we do not need those things yet. We could also do a cabin, a pet bowl, which we already have, a stable, which, trust me, 100 hardwood, and a slime hutch, or the big coop. Ideally, we need a bigger coop so we can get ducks. I then decided to return home, go to the cave, and collect all of my mushrooms. The community center. Gave carrot to the exotic foraging bundle. Also donate some of the morel mushroom and the red mushroom. I donated the brown mushroom to the fall foraging bundle, which now completely completes that. And in return, I got 30 more seeds to plant. I stopped off at the saloon, because y'all know we only eat salad in this Stardew Valley. I then called it a night. On day 10, the spirits are in good humor today. I checked my mail and received a letter from Mayor Lewis telling me that the Stardew Valley Fair is in town and to bring my 9 items, which is the best quality to showcase. I then went and said hello to my chickens, and of course it's a rainy day, so I fed them. I mean, geez, it's a little precious not going outside in the rain. I also said hello to my cows and fed them. After some researching on where Mayor Lewis's shorts were, apparently they're in Marnie's bedroom, so I have to improve our relationship before I can go and get them. So I gave her some mayonnaise. I obviously grabbed some blackberries on my way back and headed to the mines, where I spent most of the day breaking rocks and, of course, fighting slimes. And we finally made it to level 100. Now, I thought this would be end of the mines, but apparently not. But I did get this thing to eat, and it increased my energy bar. I also found another place to fish, but all I got was a Jojo Cola. I then called it a night, headed home, and went to bed. I then earned a grand total of 1,236 gold. On day 10, I said hello to my chickens, collected all my eggs, put my eggs in the mayonnaise maker, got to farm chores, and said hello to my cows. Fed my cows. They literally ate all of the starter grass. Collected some blackberries, foraged some items on the beach, and spent some time doing some fishing. And got my first sea cucumber. I checked my crab pot, but no matter what, there's nothing in it, so I'm gonna have to go to Google for this one. Bumped into Abigail, sold all the fish that I caught, and called it a night, earning a grand total of 2,476 gold that day. On day 11, it looks like the spirits are in good humor that day, so maybe luck is on my side. I harvested some of the eggplants, grapes, and said hello to my chickens that morning. And of course, can't forget about my cows. Got to my farming chores, and headed to the mines. It is a good luck day after all. I started on level 101 because I'm determined to find out what is at the bottom of these mines that they want me to get down there. I made it to 105. I don't know when this ends. I made it to 109 and we were so close to 110, but I ran out of time. It's 2 a.m. so of course I passed out. And I made a grand total of 3,311 gold that day. Of course, on day 12, I woke up in my own bed with a half of an energy bar. And I received a letter from Harvey billing me for 1,000 gold to cover my medical costs of passing out. So I said hello to my chickens and my cows. And I got to watering my crops. I then donated some of the artifacts that I had laying around in some of the chests at my house. If you have any tips on storage in Stardew Valley, please let me know. Then went to visit Clint because I had these mystery boxes and I don't know how to open them. Turns out Clint can unlock them, and my first is 5 bombs and 10 deluxe speed grows, which will come in handy when it gets to the end of the season. I also decided to unlock all of my geodes, and I got some opal and some coal. I donated the opal to the museum as it was the only thing I could donate, and headed to the beach where I obviously collected some forageables. I then stopped at the saloon because you guys guessed it, we need some more salad. I then called it a night and earned 2,135 gold that day. On day 13, the spirits are neutral today. My cranberries were ready for harvesting, so I harvested them all. Said hello to my chickens, said hello to my cows, and got to watering all of my crops. I crafted some deluxe bait with the moss and regular bait, and decided today was going to be a fishing day, and I got my first salmon. I then changed the location to the beach and caught even more fish, and headed home and sold the fish that I had and decided to call it a night. I then ended the night with 3,734 gold. On day 14, I guess you can guess it, the spirits are definitely not on our side today. But on the bright side, my first harvest of pumpkins are here, and look how beautiful they look. And of course, we gotta water the rest of the pumpkins so they grow. I also harvested the corn, said hello to my cows, and realized that I could now actually get milk from them. Oops. I then sold their milk. And as I had quite a bit of money, I just decided that now was a good time to upgrade the house. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do with this money, so why not upgrade the house, right? What could possibly go wrong with that much money spent? I also went to Marnie and decided to give her a gift because I'm trying to increase our relationship so I can get the mare shorts. I also decided to splurge and buy another dairy cow because we can fit 4, so why not have 4, right? I also named her Ginny. I then decided to return home and chop some trees because we need to gather a ton of wood to replenish it. I then decided I needed to start a path here in order to remember that I have a mushroom cave in there. I did not like the way that it turned out, but for now it will work until I can see exactly what this game has to offer and what needs to go in this farm. I also collected a cranberry wine from my keg and decided to call it a night. I earned a total of 6,663 gold that day. Those pumpkins are literally the moneymaker. On day 15, the spirits are very displeased today. I feel like that always happens on a rainy day. I checked my mail and I had a letter from Mayor Lewis reminding me of the Stardew Valley fair and not to forget the 9 items to have on display. I harvested some grapes, fed my chickens, fed my cows, collected some harvestables, went to Pierre's, bought some pumpkin seeds, collected some forageables on the beach, did some fishing, collected more harvestables, did even more fishing, and got my first wally. Went to the community center, donated the red snapper, did some pumpkin seeds, sold all of my forageables and fish, and called it a night, and earned a grand total of 3,248. Day 16, I harvested my eggplants, said hello to my chickens, said hello to my cows, and fed my cows. We really gotta work on that grass, huh? Watered my crops, prepped all my high quality ingredients for the display, and headed to the fair. I played numerous games, including the slingshot game, and honestly, I had a blast. The games were actually really fun. 73% accuracy, can't be me. There was a cool little fishing game, and of course, I knew I was gonna win this one. And finished with a score of 156, and I caught 4 fish. I got 192 star tokens, I'm not quite sure what you do with them yet. I decided to put all of my good stuff on display, and I'm not gonna lie, Pierre's does look amazing. Me and Marnie got to talking, and we both agreed that I think Pierre's gonna win this year. There were more games to be played though, so don't you worry. I knew I was gonna do good at that one. I figured out what the tokens are for. I guess you can buy little items such as the star drop, the rare crow, the fedora, and the prize ticket. And I've even played another game because they're just so addicting, and honestly I think the Fall Festival is my favorite. Please go on the orange. Please go on the orange. I'm a winner. Then it was time for Mayor Lewis to judge our displays, and I'm not gonna lie, I know Pierre's gonna win. But I came in second, so not bad. Next year we're definitely coming in first. I decided to call it a night and headed to bed, earning a total of 2,655 gold that day. On day 17, I awoke to my house being completed, and now we have a beautiful kitchen. The spirits are actually happy today, so this could be a good mining day. I went and said hi to my chickens, said hello to my cows, and got to the farm chores, and headed to the mines. My goal today was to at least get to 110, collected a lot of red mushrooms, and harvested my first diamond. And made it to 110. I don't know when this ends, and I got these space boots. I headed home and went to bed, and made it to level 6 combat, and earned 2,202 gold that day. On day 18, I was told to make sure that I had 240 pieces of hay to be able to feed my animals over winter, as it is cold outside and they will not be able to eat the grass. I harvested all my cranberries as it was raining. No watering my crops. Couldn't be a better day. I went and said hi to my chickens, fed my chickens, said hi to my cows, and also fed my cows. I then headed back to the mines in hopes we'd make it to 115, and successfully made it to 115. I used the bombs that I got from the mystery box, and oh my goodness, this is so much faster. It definitely was a good luck day because I actually made it to 120. And I guess this was technically the bottom of the mines, and I got a key. I'm not sure what to do with it. I then headed home and called it a night. And I leveled up to level 6 mining. I earned a total of 3,108 gold that day. On day 19, my cranberries were ready, so I spent the morning harvesting them. I received a letter from Caroline asking if she could buy a pumpkin from me. I said hello to my chickens, hello to my cows, and spent the morning watering my crops. To Marnie's house, and finally gave her the ANRAF that she wanted for her cows. I also purchased another cow, named it Banana, and listen, if you've got a better name, write them down in the comments. I got to scything the grass because we need to collect as much hay for the winter as possible. I really hope this all grows back by spring. I got to collecting forageables. Sorry, Linus, I need these more than you do. Went to Jojo Mart. Had a little look to see what they were selling. Once again, just crops, which are a little bit more expensive than Pierre's, but nothing really that I needed. Had really great timing because I just walked by Caroline, and guess what? I have her pumpkin. So I gave it to her. And that's another quest done. And she gave me 500 gold for that. I could also not find Linus's basket, so I did what anyone would do. I went to Google and it told me exactly where it was. I would never have found it here, in all honesty. I spent the rest of the night chopping some trees, gathering wood, and then headed to bed. On day 20, there were a couple of items for me to harvest. I got a letter from Dad giving me 30 stone, telling me to keep up the hard work, and I was going to accomplish all of my goals and dreams. I then got to watering my crops, because, you know, farming. Said hello to my chickens. Said hello to my cows, and also milked them. Visited Linus to return his basket, but he wasn't home. And decided to check the bulletin board out while I was searching for Linus. Collected some forageables on the beach because Linus was nowhere to be found. Tried using my key in the sewer, hoping that the skeleton key would work, but I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to use it. Returned home and decided to actually craft this bait maker. I then returned back to Linus's house where he was actually there, so I returned his basket to him after spending the whole day looking for him. And decided to call it a night because I'm tired. I also made it to level 9 farming, and now we have the new crafting recipe seed maker and the iridium sprinkler recipe. I earned a grand total of 2,480 gold. On day 21, I collected my blackberry wine. If anyone else missed that little quest where Pam wants an ale, she's gonna have to wait till next season now. Hashtag relatable, right? I wasn't aware that I needed to plant a certain crop. It was a summer crop, and we didn't actually get the greenhouse. So she's waiting until next year. Anyway, I got to my farming duties, and I watered my crops, said hello to my cows, and of course milked them. I finally got around to crafting my cheese press, and hopefully this is going to make their milk a little bit more profitable. Said hello to my chickens, and went to Marnie's house to win her over. I gave her my finest bok choy, and I was able to get the shorts for the mare that she was hiding. This is some weird friendship going on here. And while I was here, I decided to buy a couple heaters for my animals because soon it's about to get cold. I also worked at chopping wood because I really wanted some more hardwood to make more cheese presses. So I grinded for a little while, collected my first cheese, placed a heater in the coop, placed a heater in the barn, checked the silo to see how much hay we had, and stopped off at Mayor Lewis's house, returned his purple shorts, and gave me hush money of 750 gold. Spent the rest of my night chopping trees, and called it a night, earning a total of 4,526 gold. On day 22, it's a rainy day, so no watering the crops today. Crafted my first lightning rod, which apparently gets battery packs from lightning. We may have missed the season for that. I placed them down anyway in case I forget by next season. I said hello to my chickens and fed them, of course. I went and fed my cows, said hello and milked them, crafted another mayonnaise machine, and putting them down in the chicken coop to make life a lot easier. Spent the rest of the night chopping trees. Collected my mushrooms, because I always forget, and headed to bed, earning a total of 2,242 gold. On day 23, my cranberries were ready to be harvested. I said hello to my chickens, collected my eggs, and trust me, this made life a lot easier now. Said hello to my cows, watered my remaining crops, and went to the museum to donate, but apparently I didn't have that much to donate. Visited Clint, and decided to upgrade my axe to a steel one. Processed some geodes, and got a sturdy ring out of my mystery box. I returned home to try and sort out my storage, but no matter what I do, there was just stuff everywhere. I went to the museum to see what I could donate. I donated the pumpkin and the yam, and I completed the Falls Crop Bundle. This rewarded me with the bee house. Unfortunately, I did not manage to do the Quality Crops Bundle, and so we will not get rewarded the greenhouse this first year. I donated the resin to the Exotic Foraging Bundle. I donated stone to the Construction Bundle. And I found a purple mushroom hiding in a chest to complete the Exotic Foraging Bundle. I was rewarded with Autumn's Bounty, which seems to give a lot of health. I checked out the bulletin board, which apparently rewards friendship, and there's a ton of chefs' recipes on there that I do not know yet. I also checked out the vault, and this is where I knew I messed up because I spent all of my money on the house, and this is actually the bus repair, which we need to use the skeleton key to unlock a new area. So I guess we're gonna get grinding for money. I also checked out the blacksmith's bundle, which repairs the minecarts, so I have a ton of these back at the house. Donated the copper and the iron, and the gold will have to wait. I returned home and tried to organize as much stuff as I could, and decided to call it a night, earning a total of 249 gold that day. On day 24, I collected any harvestables that were ready, did the farm chores, went and visited Robin, and decided to upgrade to the big coop because we need more animals. I guess it makes sense to upgrade the coop first since we've had the coop for the longest. Spent the rest of the day fishing. Sold all the fish that I fished. Did a night. On day 25, I said hello to my cows and of course milked them. Got Jody working in my coop. Of course, you guys guessed it, more farm chores. And went to visit Clint because I needed to pick up my axe. Chopped some hardwood because I need it for a cheese press. Chopped down some trees. And you guys guessed it, made another cheese press. Placed them in the barn to make life a lot easier. Called it a night and went to bed. Made it to level 7 foraging. And made a total of 2,196 gold. On day 26, I collected my cheese and I decided that it's time to move this cheese maker. It's not working for me. I said hello to the cows. And I placed down that 4th cheese maker, so it's all organized. I said hello to my chickens. Received a letter from Mayor Lewis stating that tomorrow is the Spirits Eve festival and to arrive at 10 p.m. Also, he said, have you noticed the chill in the air? And I'm like, honey, I'm 5'2" and 108 pounds. I notice when it's cold. I also got a letter from Robin stating that she was done with the coop and thank you for purchasing, and that she installed an incubator and I can place an egg inside and hopefully the egg will hatch into a little chicken baby. I collected the rest of my crops, watered my crops, collected some forageables, and went to the mines. I hit these bugs to get some bug meat for fishing, and left the mines with 36 copper ore. I headed to bed, and earned 3,534 gold. On day 27, I started my morning by smelting my copper, said hello to my cows, collected yesterday's cheese, and said hello to my chickens. Collected yesterday's mayonnaise, put another topper on a tree, some hay for winter, chopped some trees, hit some rocks, and checked out the Spirits Eve. If there was ever a time to buy something, this is my season. I want everything, but my gold says don't spend it, but I want it all. I aimlessly wandered around the maze and got a little lost because I could not find the way out. Spoiler alert, I figured it out, and I didn't even need Google to help me. All I gotta do is get to the other place, right? How do I get there? Oh, I'm stuck. Where do I go? That's how you do it. Okay, I got the pumpkin. I got a golden pumpkin. I wasn't sure what else there was to do, so I just headed home. I had enough of Spirits Eve. I called it a night and went to bed, earning a total of 3,683 gold. Day 28, I woke up knowing I wouldn't have to water my crops today, so it was a pretty good day. I said hello to my cows and my chickens. I headed to Marnie's and got myself a duck because who doesn't like ducks, right? Named him Lilo. Got another duck because how can you have one without the other, right? And we're gonna name him Stitch. Said hello to my duck friends. Oh, you can hear him quacking. Did some fishing. Caught a new fish called the albacore. And did some foraging. Returned home and of course sold all of my forageables and fish, earning a total of 4,854 gold. The first day of winter. It looks beautiful. It looks very peaceful and quiet. Of course, I went and said hello to my chickens and of course collected yesterday's mayonnaise. Fed my chickens, and I honestly hope that I gathered enough hay to last us through winter. Said hello to my cows. Came across a quest about a suspicious looking figure by the bus stop, but actually couldn't find anything. Went to the community center. There was still certain fish that I had not come across yet. Donated my first winter forageable. Headed to Pierre's. This is where I realized there were no winter crops. I mean, I kind of imagined that. Nothing really grows in the winter, but literally we have nothing to plant. I stopped off at the saloon, cause you know, salad. I did a little bit of fishing and caught my first perch. I guess there'll be a lot of fishing this winter. Stopped off at the community center and decided to purchase the 10,000 gold, which gifted me a lighting rod. So now we have the 25,000 gold left. I returned home and of course sold all my fish, headed to bed and called it a night, earning a total of 3,706 gold. On day 2, I said hello to my chickens, said hello to my cows, received a letter from Robin telling me that wood is hard to come by and that she had a wood chipper that would break hardwood into several pieces of regular wood. Now I got a wood problem and a crop problem. I stopped off at Clint's and decided that this would be a good time to upgrade my watering can since I cannot water any crops. I decided now was the time to take action on the bulletin board because they might give some gold and I'm gonna need it. Went into the mines, gathered some more copper, gathering 41 copper pieces, called it a night and headed to bed, earning a total of 2,886 gold. On day 3, I said hello to my chickens and my ducks. Said hello to my cows who were for some reason unhappy and looking a little thin. I fed my cows, some foraging on the beach, and this is the day I discovered you had to put bait into the crab pot. Also spent the rest of the day fishing, caught my first tuna, stopped by the community center, donated the tuna, completing the ocean fish bundle. Sold all of our fish and called it a night, earning a total of 4,974 gold. On day 4, of course, I did my farm chores, did more farm chores, received a letter from Demetrius saying thank you for the help with the fish population. I didn't even know I was doing that. Did some foraging. Sorry, Linus, I need them more. And did some fishing because, you know, I need a way to earn gold. Caught my first line cod. And stopped by the community center. The crystal fruit. Sold all my fish. And called it a night. Leveled up to level 8 fishing. And earned a total of 4,187 gold. On day 5, I said hello to my money makers, said hello to my other money makers, stopped by the community center, donated the winter root, and the snow yam, completing the winter foraging bundle. I was then rewarded with winter seeds. I guess I've got nothing better to do. I then went to the vault and just decided to purchase the 25,000 in order to fix the bus, and I figured I'd find a way to make money back later. And I was rewarded the chrysotelanium. I don't know what it does, but it's a new gadget, okay? Mayor Lewis better be proud for how much I've donated to this community center, and then something strange happened. The Junimos, keepers of the forest. It's a very nice room. And I noticed that we got a little star on the wall. Now that I've spent all my money, of course I went to the beach and foraged because we gotta make some money back to survive the winter. Of course I came across this stall and I could absolutely not afford anything really. I went back to the community center because I still had stuff to donate. I donated the hardwood to the construction bundle, which then completed it. I was then rewarded with a charcoal kiln. The Dunamos are bouncing again. Does this mean that we've completed this? Oh, that room looks a lot better now. We've got 2 stars on the wall. I donated the Nautilus shell to the field research bundle. I spent the rest of the night, of course, planting those crops that I got for free. We headed to bed and called it a night. With that bus. Earning a total of 4,702 gold. On day 6, you guys guessed it, more farming chores. And my other farming chores, of course. I actually remembered to gather up my mushrooms. And I'm not really sure what to do with them, but I put them in this oven and I guess we'll see what we get. I spent a lot of time organizing chests because I just have stuff everywhere. If you guys have any advice on organizing in Stardew Valley, please write it down in the comments. I need help. This is the only game that everything is so unorganized. I got a letter from Clint asking me if I could keep a secret and deliver amethyst to Emily. I wonder if that's his secret admirer. I stopped off at Clint because he had my watering can. I then headed off to the mines because we need iron and amethyst. I left the mines with 34 iron pieces, so it was a pretty good mining day, but I didn't find any amethyst. I headed to bed and called it a night, earning a total of 2,856 gold. I left my house and Pierre was waiting for me. He told me that he would be selling different seed variations as of next year and not to buy from any competitors. Of course, Pierre, you always have my heart. I received a letter from Mayor Lewis saying that they were gathering in front of Marnie's house for the Festival of Ice. I guess this consists of ice sculptures and ice fishing competition. I watered my crops because, you know, it's winter and everything's frozen, but I still watered them. Hi to my chickens. Said hello to my cows. Checked out the bus to see where it'd take me, but I couldn't get on it for some reason. Turns out you buy a ticket for 500 gold. Jeez, that's not cheap. Stopped by the museum so I could drop off some more artifacts. Stopped off at Clint's. Processed some geodes. Stopped back up at the museum so I could drop off more stuff from the geodes. Spent the rest of the evening fishing. And sold everything I made, of course. Decided to call it a night, earning a total of 4,346 gold. On day 8, I said hi to my chickens. Went and said hello to my cows, of course. And of course I collected the cheese and milked my cows. I watered all of my crops. And even remembered to say hello to my cat. Please don't judge me. And of course I headed to the ice festival. I checked out their shop and come on, a Tree of Winter Star. I cannot wait till next year. I'm definitely purchasing these items. I of course participated in the fishing. Oops, my bad. And let me tell you something, I'm definitely gonna win this one. I am a fisherwoman now, okay? I am a pro at fishing. My only competition is Willy. That's it. All these other people, they're going down. And guess what? Mayor Lewis announces that I am the winner. It's about time that I win something in these festivals. Oh, we get a sailor's cap? Okay. I'll take it. A dressed spinner. I don't know what that does, but I'll take it. And a barbed hook. Okay, I'll take it. I don't know what these things do. I'm a professional fisherman. I don't need any of these things. And a magnet. I'm gonna take them all. I'd rather have had like 5,000 gold, but that will do too. Oh, released the fish. I was gonna sell the fish. After that, I just decided to head to bed because there were no trees to chop anymore. Earning a total of 3,816 gold. On day 9, of course we started out with farming chores. I said hello to my chickens and my ducks. Said hello to my cows. Watered my crops. And decided to spend 500 gold to go see what's in the desert. I guess I can work on my tan while I'm out here. So I found my first cactus fruit. Visited the oasis. Apparently, it's just another place to buy seeds. Now, I'm not really sure. I guess I can only plant these in the summer, which really makes me beat myself up over not getting the greenhouse done. Someone should have told me. How was I supposed to know? Learning from my lessons, that will be year 2. Checked out this little place, which had a triple shot espresso, spicy eel, and warp totem desert. Not really sure what this does, but I thought I'd check it out anyway. I'd like to tell you that I figured this out on my own, but I really did have to use Google to find out what the key did. But apparently it opens up this little cave. So I guess there's more mining. I'm not sure how deep it goes, but I guess we better get started. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, this is diamond, and we've already got an entrance down. Whoa, this guy. Whoa, if you guys see my health, I gotta get out of here. I've gotta get out of here. I don't know what that thing was. Oh my goodness, guys. That almost died. Like, that was like 3 hits. I have a good sword. I'm just gonna trade that sword. Hang on. Let's go back for more. I'm ready. That was scary. Alright, let's try this. Let's hit this guy. Oh, that's not so bad. We're doing okay. Oh, nope. The dragon guy is back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Have you guys seen my health? Why is the dragon giving... Oh, my goodness. I gotta get out of here. I don't know how to... How do I kill these? I need to Google. I need to Google this. Anyway, I'll just spend the rest of the day here fishing. And I got my first sandfish. This is definitely a lot safer. I returned home and decided to call it a day because I felt defeated in the mines. I donated these sandfish to the community center, so I guess it wasn't a complete waste of a trip. And decided to call it a night and head to bed. Earning a total of 3,135 gold. On day 10, my fences really need fixing. I said hello to my chickens and of course did my farming chores. Said hello to my cows. Watered my crops. Received a letter from Mr. Kai saying that I've entered the skull cave and well done. And for a better challenge, I've got to make it down 25 levels. And I'm going to be honest, I barely made it to even into 1. I then went to the beach and of course did some foraging. There's something in my crab pot, but nothing exciting, just a mussel. And did some fishing. And did some more fishing in a different area. By the community center. Donated the tiger trout to the river fish bundle. Sold all of my forageables and fish to make extra money. Headed to bed and called it a night. Earning a total of 4,896 gold. On day 11, you guys guessed it, more farming chores. And even more farming chores. And my most favorite farming chores, of course, watering the crops. All thanks to Google, I figured out that I needed the Galaxy Sword in order to go back to the Skull Cavern and I should be able to defeat the monsters in there to progress down to level 25. So I went down to level 100 to see if I could kill enough bats because they have a 0.05% chance of finding a prismatic shard from a bat. I can tell you that I fought a lot of monsters and I've not had a lot of luck. I mean, if anyone wants to drop a prismatic shard, now would be the time. I'm feeling lucky today. If anyone wants to drop something, because my health is taking a hit. No, okay. Well, that was fun. After spending the whole day fighting monsters, I decided to call it a night. It was late after all. I earned 2,923 gold that day. I received a letter from the wizard asking me if I would donate a void essence, which luckily for me I had tons and I would be rewarded. Of course, first, you guys know, we've got chores to do. Nothing but the best for my animals. While I was wandering around, I noticed that this bridge had been fixed, probably something to do with the community center, and there was a ton of ore out here. So you guys guessed it, I got to break in rocks. There was copper, iron. I mean, it was a pretty good day. I found another cave, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be very careful about this one because after the last one, I got smoked. So I got to clearing up the rest of the ore, or get as much as possible, and I even got the amethyst that Emily needs. On the way home, I stopped off at the stall to see if there was anything that I could buy. Now, there was a sturgeon, which I do need for the community center, but I don't want to pay 1,000 gold for it, and I decided not to buy anything. I stopped off at the wizard's house and give him the items that he asked for, and he gave me a whole 1,000 gold. I stopped off at the saloon because you guys know what I need is salad. I also bumped into Emily, so I was able to give her the amethyst that she wanted and decided to call it a night, earning a total of 3,413 gold. On day 13, I got 2 farming chores, even more farming chores. I headed into this random cave because I really need to find the prismarine shard. So I don't know if it's down here or if I have to kill monsters down here and it drops, but I thought I got nothing to lose. I killed a lot of these like skulls, but yep, they didn't drop anything that I wanted. Anyway, after I spent most of the day here, I just decided to let myself pass out and call it a night, earning a total of 2,961 gold that day. On day 14, I received a letter from Linus telling me how lucky I was that he found me that night, and I'm super grateful. You guys guessed it. We're doing farming chores. I also received a letter stating that the traveling merchant fleet will dock at Pelican Town for the yearly night market, so I'm guessing this is similar to a Christmas market. I even remember to feed my cows, put my milk in the cheese press. I headed to the mines because I heard at 100 or below would potentially have the prismarine shard, so I just thought I'd give it a go. I got to fighting monsters and, you know, hitting rocks, as we do. I made it down to 107 and not one prismarine shard anywhere, so I decided to call it a night and give up. I headed to bed just in time so I didn't pass out, earning a total of 2,066 gold that day. Day 15, it starts out like every morning starts out. I feed all of my animals. And you guys guessed it, even more farming chores. Watered my crops. Headed to Clint's because I'm hoping to find something in maybe a mystery box. Please be a... Oh, it's just seeds. I mean, that couldn't have been worse. Oh, and I mean, I need the hardwood, but I was hoping for a prismarine shard. I processed the rest of my geodes and donated anything that I got from the geodes to the museum. Collected my rewards and spent the rest of the evening fishing. Checked out the stalls and there was a lot of seeds. I checked out another stall and nothing really happened. I'm not sure if I was supposed to do something. And then I realized I think it was probably more of a show than anything else. I'm not really sure what I was supposed to do, but I had better things to do and no time to waste here. Of course, when I found this stall, I mean, how could I not get the mixed canes? It's just 200 gold, right? That's affordable. And then I saw the seasonal decor, and of course I had to get it. I really want to buy more items, but maybe that's enough because we don't have a lot of gold over winter and not a lot of ways to earn it. I also checked out this stall, and apparently it wasn't a stall, but it was 1,000 gold to go deep fish on a deep sea fishing tour. This was not the best money spent, but I wanted to see what it had to offer. I've never done it before. All I can say is I hope this fish is worth the money that I spent. And I got a spookfish. I guess it's a spookfish. I failed to catch any other fish, so that really wasn't a good investment of my 1,000 gold. And then I tried to make it home, but you know, the inevitable happened and I just passed out on the beach, as you do, right? Day 100 is finally here and Linus found me again. Of course, I attended to all of my animals. You know, another day, another life, another farm chore. Watered my crops, my favorite thing to do. And of course, I went fishing. I tried to spend the rest of my day foraging, but there are literally no forageables anywhere. Yeah, I did check the trash to see if there's any prismarine shard, but nope. You know I went and got that salad. Of course, I raided the trash in front of that person. I will do anything for this prismarine shard so I can take on the skull cavern. And I decided to head to bed because I ran out of energy, earning a total of 4,419 gold.